Hello everybody, he's Agraj and our today's video will be based upon how to revise things in NEET. As I had already told you that NEET exam consists of three subjects, physics, chemistry and biology, and if you calculate the number of the chapters that you have to study in NEET, that is there are actually about 98 chapters in NEET syllabus. So here it becomes difficult for student to revise these 98 chapters, because if I told you, then you will get shocked that in NEET exam the one question, at least one question come from each and every chapter. Therefore it makes each and every part of NEET syllabus important for exam. So if you are skipping less important topics, then it will not help you, because in main exam at least there is a possibility of one question to come from each and every chapter which comes under the NEET syllabus. So it is necessary for you to revise each and everything, because it will help you in order to boost your preparation, because revision and problem practice, these two are the keys of success. If you are only studying the chapters and you are not revising the previous one, then it will be turn out to be the futile one. So please keep your focus on revision, and this whole video will base upon the same topic, and hence please listen me and we are going to start the video. If you like my video, then you can subscribe my channel. Not only that, but if you have any doubt regarding all the information that I will give in this video, you can drop the comment in the comment box, and I will definitely like to reply to all those questions and queries that you will ask me in the comment. So I am going to start my discussion now. So please keep your focus here, understand each and everything that I am going to share with you in this video. So let's get started. So as I had already told you that there are about 98 chapters in NEET syllabus. Out of these, approximately there are 31 to 33 chapters in physics and 32 chapters in chemistry, and remaining 38 chapters are there in biology. I don't know the exact number of chapters in each subject, but yes, approximately the number of chapters in physics ranges from 30 to 32, in chemistry 30 to 33, and in biology exactly I know the number of the chapters are 38. So in overall, if you calculate, then you will know that, or you will found that the number of the chapters goes up to 98 to 100. Therefore it becomes huge syllabus, or I can say that these number of chapters make NEET syllabus massive and huge, and hence the student find each and every chapter in NEET as a burden on their head. But no, please listen me, these all the chapters are not actually burden. There is no actually such thing. Therefore what you have to do, if you are revising the things systematically, then you can remember each and everything permanently in mind. There must be the proper technique of study so that you can achieve success. So if you are studying randomly, then it will not help you in order to crack any exam, because any competitive exam demands perfection. Any competitive exam demands hard work. If you are only doing hard work and you are not following some smart work tips, then it will not help you. You have to do smart work along with hard work. You have to combine both smart work and hard work. So I am going to start now. So how to revise, it's an important question, because I know that it is very difficult for us to revise the chapters, because most of the student, I will tell you that most of the student do that they actually start to study the new chapter. They do not revise the old chapters because they don't like to do so, but it's very bad. If you are not revising the topic that had already got covered in class, and you are only keeping your focus on the new chapters or upcoming chapters, then it will not help you at all, because you have to remember that if you are not revising the old chapters, then you will be unable to do anything in exam, because you are only studying new chapters, you are not studying old chapters. Therefore you are forgetting the data that you have studied in these old chapters day by day, because human mind is different, it works differently. Therefore it is necessary for you to first understand the mechanism of working of human mind, then only you can study properly. Okay, if you are studying new chapters, you are not keeping your focus on the chapters that have already been studied, then what will happen in the test? You will not score good marks, because you are not revising anything. So what you have to do, I will explain you. There are different strategies that you have to use in order to revise the topics in these three subjects separately: physics, chemistry and biology. Let's start off with the physics. As you come to know that physics is such a subject which doesn't require only the learning capability, but it also requires the skill of solving questions. That is, physics is an excellent combination of learning data and solving question. It is an excellent combination, or you can say that physics is a connecting link between the science and mathematics, because you have to learn data in physics. which are formulas. There are huge formulas in physics and you have to remember those formulas. Not only that, but you have to remember some important points and concepts, and it actually depicts the scientific point of view of physics. If I talk about solving questions, so it depicts or it relates with mathematics. Therefore I can say physics is an excellent combination of science and mathematics, because it requires, or I can say that physics demands both studying data, learning data and solving questions. So I can say physics is very difficult subject. I am found to be physics as a difficult subject. So how to revise physics? Now I will explain you. If you are revising any chapter, then please try to make short notes. How to make short notes? Take 2 blank pages and write down each and every important point along with the formulas that you have studied in that chapter, and keep that formula sheet that you have prepared aside. Now during the second time of revision, you have to not read main book, you have to read only what you have actually written down on the formula sheet. You have to revise formula sheets regularly. You have to make formula sheets which will compose of formulas and important points. So it is very important for you to listen that, because most of the students don't make formula sheets for physics. Therefore at in what happens, they have to revise each and everything that they have already written in main notes, but it will be found to be time consuming and teasing. Therefore in order to prevent any confusion and any kind of show at the end, it is necessary for you to actually prepare the formula sheets for physics. That particular formula sheet will compose of all the formulas that you have studied in the chapter along with the important points. Okay, and I had already told you, along with formula sheets you have to prepare a separate notebook which will compose of important questions. You have to also solve those questions at a time of revision. In this way you have to revise properly in physics. Are you getting my point? Again I am repeating what you have to do in physics. First, make or prepare formula sheet properly in such a way that that particular formula sheet will compose of all the formulas that you have studied in the chapter. But not only that, it must also be composed of some important theoretical points that you have studied in chapter, because in NEET physics the number of theoretical questions have been increased in recent year. Therefore it is necessary for you to keep your focus equally on theory also as you were keeping focus on solving question, because physics demands both the learning capability and problem solving ability of a student. Okay, so it's very important. Then thereafter I will like to tell you the second point that you have to remember. You have to make a separate notebook where you will actually include the important questions. While revision you have to revise the whole formula sheet and you have to solve the questions that you have written in the important book. Okay, so it is necessary for you to remember that. It is about physics. Are you getting my point? Okay. What about chemistry? As I had already told you that there are 3 subjects in chemistry: physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. If I talk about the physical chemistry, so physical chemistry is just like physics. Therefore it is necessary for you to prepare the formula sheets for physical chemistry also, because formulas are there in physical chemistry. So you have to prepare such sheet which will compose of all the important formulas. You have to also include important derivations as well as important points. In the same way you have to make the notebook separately which will compose of important questions for physical chemistry, and just like physics it is necessary for you to do these 2 things. Okay, now if I talk about organic chemistry, so revision of organic chemistry is quite difficult, because if you will study only direct points, or if you will remember the reaction only directly without learning its mechanism, so there are chances of making mistake in main exam, because you must have to remember that the questions from organic chemistry mostly come directly from a name of a reaction or from a catalyst used in a reaction, but sometimes the question is asked from the mechanism of reaction. So it is necessary for you to learn the mechanism of some important chemical reaction. It is not necessary for you to remember the mechanism of every reaction, but yes, you can remember the mechanism of some important chemical reaction. For example, Dreeman-Tiemann reaction, hydroboration oxidation reaction, and oxymercuration demercuration reaction. So there are some important reactions in organic chemistry which are not only important on the basis of direct point of view, but it also demands a learning of mechanism as well as the name of a reaction intermediate thus formed. So you have to also keep your focus in learning the reaction mechanism of some important reactions in organic chemistry, because you are not learning the mechanism of some important reactions, then you will be unable to solve question based upon that particular reaction which will come in your exam. Therefore, in spite of doing hard work, in spite of learning the reaction, its reactant, product and catalyst, you will be unable to score good marks, because you are not keeping your focus in learning the mechanism of a reaction, which actually tells you that how the reaction is occurring. Okay, so it about organic chemistry, and I had already told you in organic chemistry you have to prepare the sheets which will compose of some important points from a chapter. You have to include important points, because organic chemistry is completely theoretical, so you cannot include each and every point from a chapter. But yes, you have to actually include those points from which the probability of asking question is high. Okay, so you have to include those points only. You have to not include less important points from which the question comes rarely. Okay, so include all those points. And in the same way, for organic chemistry also, you have to prepare a separate notebook which will compose of important questions. You have to solve that important question, and you have to do those things in organic chemistry. Now if I talk about inorganic chemistry, so it is completely theoretical. Now if I talk about NEET exam, so exception is an important topic in inorganic chemistry from which the probability of asking question is too high. Therefore it is necessary for you to prepare the sheets consist of exceptions. On these sheets you have to write down the particular exceptions. You have to write down important points which are exceptional to the trend. Okay, for example, I will tell you, if I talk about group number 13, then you know it is called as boron family. So the elements in group 13 are boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium and nihonium. Now you have to come to know that the general trend is if you move down the group, then the size will goes on increasing. But there is an exception. If I talk about aluminum and gallium, so the size must increased from moving from aluminum to gallium, but in spite of that it will not happen. The size will decrease in spite of increasing. It is due to the defilling. So you have to write down those exceptions, because the such type of question may ask in your examination that what is the reason that gallium has smaller atomic radii as compared to aluminum. So it is due to the defilling or filling of electron in d subshell. Okay, so there are such exceptions. In the same way, the second question may be that which is such an element in group number 16 having the largest value of ionization enthalpy. So your answer will be oxygen. In the same way, the next question may be tell the name of an element from group number 16 having the largest value of electron gain enthalpy or electron potential. So the answer to this question will be the sulfur, because sulfur and oxygen, if you compare, then the sulfur has slightly greater size as compared to oxygen. Therefore it releases large amount of energy on accepting the electron as compared to that of the oxygen. In the same way, the question may ask in such a way that why the second ionization enthalpy, sorry I was wrong, why the second electron gain enthalpy of oxygen is positive in spite of it complete the noble gas configuration of nearby noble gas fluorine. So it is due to the increase in electron repulsion. I had already told you, on addition of one electron to the oxygen atom, it become O negative, and that actually causes the reaction to cause release of energy, because it is a electron gain enthalpy. Now on the addition of second electron, what happens actually, the size of oxygen atom is already small, you are adding the second electron, so it causes electron repulsion, and that electron repulsion is responsible for the oxygen atom to become unstable. So the meaning of this is that the second electron gain enthalpy for oxygen is negative or positive. It is positive, it is not negative. So there are some important questions, and those questions may come in your exam. Okay, now biology is very important subject. As I had already told you that biology comprises of 90 questions, so half of the NEET paper is comprised by biology. So if you keep your focus in biology, then you can score out of marks also. So let's start biology. So there is as such no any difference in between botany and zoology. Now how to revise the chapters in biology? What you have to do, you have to prepare sheets which will compose of important lines from NCERT. You have to read NCERT multiple times. It's the best way of revising the biology. But if you have a problem in revision of NCERT, then you can write important lines from NCERT textbook separately on a one sheet, and you have to recap the sheet only, because it will help you in order to tackle with biology. Not only that, but if you are not interested in writing theory in biology, then you can express each and every point in a diagram. You have to draw the diagram and mind maps. There are too many tricks of how to draw the diagrams and mind maps, but if I talk about my personal opinion, so I don't like to refer mind maps and diagram for revision of biology, because I can revise biology only by writing, because it's my hobby to write down each and everything in a detailed theoretical format. Okay, so I will also refer or prefer you that you also have to do the same thing. You have to write down each and everything what you have studied in your own words, because it will only the thing that will help you in order to tackle with the huge data given in NEET biology. So it was a strategy that I actually used to do in order to revise these three subjects, namely physics, chemistry and biology in NEET exam. So thank you very everybody, if you like my video, then you can subscribe my channel, because I do hard work for making video. Obviously I am not free now, I have to also do other works, but because of your love, I am actually got it motivated in making videos. And if you subscribe my channel, and if you point down the proper comments in comment box, then it will again motivate me in order to do my work. So thank you everybody, and please share my video if you like. Okay, bye.